Broadcasting from beautiful Burbank, California, this is a test. I'm Ken Napzok. Hey, everybody, welcome. What am I doing here? Nothing. I'm not doing anything here. I'm just hanging out. And I didn't even announce this because I'm testing stuff. That's right. That's what I'm doing. I'm testing some streaming technology. And you might be listening to this later on the Napzok Files podcast feed because I thought, well, if you're going to press record, you might as well roll tape. That's what they used to say in the radio days. So hello to probably not many people watching me live, and hello to anyone listening later, if that's what I decide to do. Just hanging out here on a Sunday. Just watch some football. I don't do that much. I don't watch the football anymore. I don't know what happened with that. No particular reason. I just got out of sports a little bit, but now I'm back in. I'm back in with baseball. And it's been really kind of weird. It's been really weird to kind of get back into baseball, something that I love so much, and it's weird to think that I left it. But there are seasons in life, just like there are seasons in baseball, in sports. Life is a circle. I'm not leaving Star Wars. I'm not leaving Game of Thrones or any of my other nerd fandoms. They'll always be in my heart. I'm always going to talk about them. But it's been fun to rediscover my love for baseball and the other side of the world. You might have some questions for me if you're watching live. Some people are getting YouTube notifications and probably going, what is Ken live? Is he inside the computer box talking? He is right now. I am testing some tech. So that's kind of what's going on. I'm testing some tech, testing what I can do, testing the lag on this computer and the shadows in my face. But that's okay. I'm still mostly audio only. So we do have some people watching along, like Chris Mason, Will McLean, going, Jeremy Miller's checking in. Barbecue Network. I love that name. Nick Bascom's here as well. Nick Bascom sounds like a good tech villain in a future Spawn movie. Bascom's here. Bascom Industries. I like that. So we got some Glenn Caesar's here. Some random questions popping in here. Daniel Pine has written an Any Given Sunday sequel. Should it be made without Stone? I didn't see the first Any Given Sunday, but I like the idea. I like this idea. Let's go back and have a shared football universe. I like it. What was the team in Any Given Sunday? It was a Miami team, because I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, as a lot of you know. Hillbilly Scribs is here. Check it in. So that'd be kind of interesting if we have some kind of circle. I'm sorry, I almost dropped my phone. Admiratus is here. Sharks. 15% of Bascom Industries. I'm investing. Barbecue Network's got some other questions here. Will Jeter trade Brinson? I don't think he'll trade him, but Brinson definitely not as good as a player as he thought, right? A little bit of a bust, but it's too soon to tell. If he's still got some trade value, maybe Miami can get some pieces from him. I like what they're doing in Miami, but I think they hold on for Brinson. Does Altuve wear a buzzer? I actually think no. I think I've been monitoring this situation as close as anyone has, writing about it. I am both disgusted, but also don't care, but also love every second of this drama. I was talking to my friend George in New York. We both were admitting, we're like, hey, we're longtime baseball fans. We love the history of the game, which also means we understand the complicated history of baseball. And we're also kind of secretly loving that everyone's talking about baseball, good or bad. It's a weird situation. I know, Barbecue Network, but I definitely think the Astros are guilty of a lot of things. I don't think they're the only team. I think the Red Sox, we know. I think the Dodgers, I've heard some rumblings, are involved too, which is why I think Dodger fans should maybe pipe down about taking away the titles and giving them to them. So we'll see. But it's been interesting to watch. I definitely don't think we know everything yet. Are buzzers possible? Yes. The tech exists. I'm not putting it past them. I just don't think it's as cut and dry as some of those video things were showing. Does Trout cheat? Barbecue Network's got a lot of great baseball cheating questions. No, I don't think he does. I do think even if he does take some HGH, it seems to be for a reason. Garth McMurray's here. Jeremy Miller saying are upset am I an upset Yankee fan with the Astros cheating? Jeremy, no, because I have no. I wanted to win. I would have rather have faced the Nationals, rather the Yankees face them than the Astros. Chapman is an abuser of women, so I don't really care for him on my team too. So he gave it the home run to Altuve, so F him. But I'm a diehard Yankee fan, so yeah, I would have want to be there. But look, man, I don't know if the Yankees are clean. Beltran was in that front office. Every team probably has something like this going on, and every team has had something like this going on. Jack McDowell this week came out and said, and in the 80s, the White Sox had a similar system. There was a toggle switch in the manager's office. There was a camera zoomed in on the catcher's signs, the visiting catchers, and whoever was playing the White Sox. And there was a sign up in the outfield in Comiskey. It was a Gatorade sign, and there would be a light on it. If the switch came on, it was like fastball, switch off speed. This is not necessarily new. That's not me condoning it by any shape of imagination. I just think it's more complicated than just the Astros are cheating. Should Jessica Mendoza be disciplined? No, I mean, she was asked a question. She answered. I don't think she's wrong. I just think she was wrong to have said it. Mike Fiers did violate some unwritten clubhouse rules, but that's kind of what was needed. We know Fiers is a little dirty, probably has some stuff on his glove, as seen in some of his that no-hitter he threw for Oakland. But I stand by what he did. You know, it was beyond gaming the game, and it was something more serious, and it was only going to get worse. And I think that's why he should be championed, even though he might be dirty as well. So, but Mendoza, I get it. I get locker room culture. It's good and bad all the same time. I come from wrestling locker rooms, and there's a lot of weird things going on in wrestling locker rooms. So that's why I'm a little less worried about some of the steroid era stuff. I didn't take. I had no need to. Wasn't performing. Wasn't an in-ring worker. I wrestled a couple matches, but I got involved in a lot of things. But as a manager, as a booker, as a co-promoter, I didn't need them. But you'd walk in, it was just like, wow, that guy's on his cycle. It just was part of it. So I don't know. Barbecue, yeah, and Jessica Mendoza, you're right, Barbecue Network. She's a Mets employee, right? So, hey, maybe we should that should be taken into consideration. So, I just finished my article today for Flag Sports. It's going to be out tomorrow, and part of the thing is I said, and there's a lot. It's complicated. It's layered. There's a lot of things that should make you upset. Should make you upset. A lot of things that just to me are old hat, but all of it, I just want everyone out there publicly, not necessarily you or I, but everyone out there in baseball, just to pipe down a little bit. Pipe down, let this play out, and we'll see who else might be dirty. We'll see. Barbecue Network is saying Alicia Malone and me and Ella should do a Siskel and Hebert type movie review show. Please, thanks, and shalom. Alicia and Ella should. I don't watch movies. So confession time, I never really liked movies. I was part of the Schmoes Know Movie Show, and I was producing it, and I did the news. I used to watch movies in the 90s. I was in film school. I loved them. I watched every Oscar film. I've written a lot of screenplays in my time, none produced, of course, but I've written a lot of them, and I just eventually burned out on movies. That's what I think. So we got other people checking in. Cody Moran checking in. What about Shoeless Joe and the greats never make it in Hall of Fame? Different. I think people need to study what the Black Sox scandal actually was. It wasn't about one team and 8 players. It was about baseball being completely overrun by criminal elements. It was bad. It was bad in the rest of the world too. America was going through this organized crime problem, and it was more than just guys cheating at baseball and throwing games. It was a statement from baseball that we need to clean this up. Kennesaw Matt Landis comes in, does that in a big, sweeping, kind of broad stroke kind of way. I still don't think Buck Weaver should have been kicked out of the game. I think Shoeless Joe, a lot of them are definitely guilty, but different kind of time. Rose is a different story. I've been sympathetic to Rose and also been not sympathetic to Rose over the years. He accepted the ban from A. Bartlett Giamatti. That's what he did. He knew what was out there. He didn't want to go further with it. He accepted the lifetime ban. So he did what he did. He's also not a great guy, right? So it's hard to defend who he is. Rick Zayas is here saying, hey, halfway through your book. Hey, thanks for that. Thanks for that. We'll be doing some book stuff on here. In fact, here, let me tell I'm here to test some of the tech. So this is what we'll be doing too. I do this on the Patreon page. That is I can move that up. Boop, boop. This is part of things I'm putting together here that goes to the Patreon page, and we'll be taping that there too. So that's kind of cool. Can do a lot of neat. Mike Olson's here. Brian's here. Yeah, I'm here, Ryan. I'm just testing some stuff. Brady Dugas is here. Brady, I got right on the other side. If I wasn't alone in this room, I'd bring all those Pez dispensers to the forefront. No, this is not beer. It's just hard apple juice. You know what? I'll tell you what. So this is not a sponsor. It's one of those. I don't. Here, do that. Here we do. It's a crisp apple drink. Leftover from a Halloween party. I think Mark Ellis left it here, and he didn't drink it. He just brought it for others to enjoy. No one did, so I'm here. Barbecue Network says I'm the best. And who should play Harvey Weinstein, the eventual biopic? How about this? No, we don't do one. How about we don't do one? No need, is what I'm thinking. 28 people watching. This is good. You're watching me test technology. And I like that. I like that you're here helping me out. Elmer, you're here. It looks angry. It's definitely angry. If you listen to this week's episode of the afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda, you know the story of this beanie. It's here today. Eric Monroe's here. Will McClay. Did I read the Trevorrow script? I did not read the Trevorrow script. I don't, quite frankly, care about the Trevorrow script. I knew some of the things, but a year ago I've been told some of the stuff about Mortis and everything. I love Rise of Skywalker. Nothing's going to change that. I'm curious. I'll probably read some of the Trevorrow script tomorrow to discuss it on ForceCenter, but I didn't rush out and read it. And those liking it better than Rise of Skywalker, I have some words for them. I'll save them off camera when I meet them next. Just a red wine. I don't know if I can sing. I can't sing, but I don't know if I sing that song, I have to pay royalties. That's angry. Vancity is here. Vancity is here. Vancity is here. You want a revolution? I think he says, "Hey Ken, what do you think of the rumor of the High Republic era?" That is it's not a rumor. Again, another thing I was told at Star Wars Celebration. It's the High Republic era, 400 years or so before. But I was told back then it was just for the publishing wing, books, comics, maybe games, not the movies. I think a lot has changed, and I think it's a good idea. We'll see how it goes out. I'm excited for it, Vancity. I don't know about the idea of it going in the movies, but I'm on board for it definitely with the books. Rick saying, do I have a Patreon so I can support you in other ways? Are you working on any of the writing projects up the afternoons of Man's Calendar? Yeah, Rick. Sorry, you know what, Rick? It's not your fault. It's my fault. I don't broadcast this to the world enough. I've had a Patreon page before anyone else in the Schmodown world. Before the Schmodown had a Patreon, I had a Patreon page. It is it is up there. So you can go to patreon.com/Ken Napzok and support me however you want, if you want. And as far as writing projects, yeah, I'm working actually on a big project I can't announce. It's a really cool project. It's kind of on the documentary side of things, but like an audio thing. Hopefully be able to talk about it soon, but it's been a big project, actually taking a lot of my energy in the best ways possible. I actually love those kind of things. Rick, thanks for the support. Elmer says, loving your book. Thank you, Elmer. PHUD. Any chance of second edition, Future Incorporate, Episode 9, Mando Clone Wars, Final Season, Future Star Wars content? I would love to. Hey, Napzok's ponytail's here. Let's not make this awkward. No ponytail anymore. Barely have hair enough to fit under this beanie. As far as a second edition of Why We Love Star Wars, I would love to do that. That's not my call. That's the publisher's call, Mango Publishing. So we haven't talked about it at all. We joked about it in the beginning because we knew we were putting the book out before even Episode 9 came out, which was just a decision I needed to make at the time. I was unemployed. I needed to do something. I wasn't going to wait till the movie came out. I was going to get going, get the book out, and I knew Star Wars was going to keep going. So I even joked with the publisher at the time, hey, this will mean a second edition is to come out. And they were like, ha, 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 ha. They didn't confirm it. So we'll see. We'll see. Wouldn't mind doing that. Jeremy Miller saying, I'm trying to keep up with this. Does it feel weird preparing for Schmodown? I'm not preparing for Schmodown. I don't do that. I'll be competing. I told Sam made a bad pick. I show up and do what I'm told. And I love doing it. I love announcing. That's my favorite thing to do in the Schmodown. Everything else is just kind of fun, and I do what it was. Do what I'm asked. So I'll compete, but I'm not studying. Barbecue Network, Red Sox scandal make them more or likely to trade Betts and Benintendi. The old Diamondback guy. Yeah, I think they'll trade Betts eventually. I don't know if it's that because of the scandal, but they might need to get some fresh start. Hey, Jonathan Beck's here. Cody Moran, 11, me and Ace talking together. Will Emma be on Casterly Talk? Probably not right now. Casterly Talk's just me, Ace, Lon Harris, and Rachel Cushing, and maybe some other guests, though, so Emma could be in that. Amaratus, I say we fight. Unrelated, but favorite cereal. Big fan of Cinnamon Life. Cinnamon Life, I love Life cereal. It's a good thing. Right now, Blueberry Cheerios really kind of floating my boat. I have to avoid a lot of cereal. It's not good for me, the sugar and all that. But every once in a while I go on binges. They asked to trade Bergman or Altuve. Nah, I think they're going to get stubborn and hold on to him. Who do you like doing commentary with the most on the Schmodown? Mark Ellis, and pretty much only Mark. I mean, I like doing it with Harloff. Harloff's good because he understands what's going on in the game, but it's kind of better when he's off producing on the side. Me and Ellis, that's it. Me and Ellis. It's our dream to do baseball stuff. When I go to Iran and host a movie news show there for Ada Kier and likely safe housing, nah, I'm good. Stormer Swords, my favorite Song of Ice and Fire book. Dance. Nah. I mean, Fire and Blood is actually my favorite George R. R. Martin reading experience, but not necessarily my favorite book. Yeah, Storm of Swords might be. It might be. Dance of Dragons, those. I like that a lot. I should do the news once a week. Nah, news is retired. Jonathan Beck's currently watching the NFC Championship game. Yeah, I watched a little bit of football today, but like I said, I kind of stopped watching football a while ago. So I haven't been doing that. Is Mike Carlson, Roger Barr okay? I saw Roger at Dan Merle's party. He's doing okay, all things considered. I haven't seen Mike in a long time. You know, don't know him. Don't know him too well. With asked for the next Movie Fights host and judge, would I? Yeah, absolutely. It's not going to happen. The show's pretty much being done and phased out. But I would definitely do that. Have I finished Jedi Fallen Order? I did, Jeremy. Wasn't my favorite, but I liked a lot of it. Liked a lot of the characters. I liked a lot of the stuff in it. Beautiful game. It didn't catch me as much as other people did. Garth McMurray writes, my favorite cereal is Blueberry because after you finish the cereal, you can pour the sugar and blue milk in a glass, pretend to be Luke Skywalker. That's a smart plan. Who doesn't love? I love Honey Nut Cheerios too. Just drizzle extra honey on it, and at the end of it, you have honey milk, and it seems disgusting, but it's almost biblical. It's good. Brady saying, hey, maybe I shouldn't give you those pralines if you want to cut out sugar. Yeah, I did have one of those cookies yesterday, Brady. Grace and I split one, so we're doing good. We enjoy them. Christopher says, hey, what's a big fan? No, big fan of you, Christopher. I got a name is here, old handsaw. I am live. I'm testing some stuff, so I'm live. Was Hal told that Movie Fights to stop? Well, no, Movie Fights is still going, but it's just once a month. It's on its way out at some point, so we'll see. Atari Leaf is here. I see Ken hope things are well with you. May the force of evil become confused on the way to your home. Yeah, well, that's a good feeling. I like that vibe. I like that. I like that a lot. I've been watching AEW. I have not. I haven't watched WWE. I haven't watched an actual WWE show outside of a pay-per-view in a year plus. So I've been watching a lot of AEW. I keep tabs on it all. I'm up to date on it. I'm friends with Frankie Kazarian. I'll check in with him. Yeah. I think competition for WWE is good. They'll never surpass the WWE, but they don't need to. They just kind of need to be a viable product that goes for years and years and allows for workers to have jobs and creates a little bit of competition.
Channels is here. Hey. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, good to see you here over on Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. I thought about. I haven't Twitch streamed in a bit, but I'm gonna get to that soon. I actually enjoy doing that more because I get to play some games while chatting with y'all. That's that. Can I review the '80s miniseries V? I didn't see V as a kid. I do remember seeing like People magazine with the cover of like the aliens from V, and I was scared. Forget what year that came out. Probably what 84, 85, 86 range on V. So I would have been not quite 10. Not quite 10. Doom Boogie's here. Couple of weeks, watch you play. Yeah, I'll be back on for sure. Will McLean saying, "What's Dutch Allen been up to these days?" Dutch is I got Dutch's cigarette here. Dutch is doing good, Will. He's out there making pictures, yelling, "Go picture" to no one but himself. And he might be back. He's going to be back on the Napzok Files podcast feed in a bit. And I'll tell you what, Petey, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. We might do it some here. Might do it sometime here. Is there tension with Grace as a manager advisor for the Den, but you're in the usual suspects? No. Schmodown's not real. We don't care. Again, I just show up and I do what I'm told. And that's fun. And I have a lot of fun. The live shows are awesome. Have you guys gone to a live Movie Trivia Schmodown event? You should, because they're awesome. Malcolm's Middle Earth Media. What do I think? What do you think? A Taika Star Wars movie about? Whoa, I don't think he's going to necessarily get one. I think it's in conversation. I think it would work. I was not as huge of a Mandalorian fan as other people were, but I loved it, and his episode was one of my favorites, so I'm on board. Definitely on board. I think I would be excited to see what he'd come up with, but we'll see if it's official. What do I think? Am I more excited for Mandalorian season 2 or Obi-Wan? Obi-Wan. I've been more excited for Obi-Wan and Cassian than Mandalorian all along. But I do I do enjoy Mandalorian. Yeah, Schmodown, not real. Who is more alive? Barbecue Network, you got some great questions. Who is more alive? Jim Morrison, Tupac, Elvis, or Jimi Hendrix? They all live in Cleveland. They have a studio apartment they share. Schmodown for Pitts. Is there Schmodown in Pittsburgh? Is there going to be a Schmodown in Pittsburgh? We need Afternoons Con needs to happen there. Hillbilly Scribs, is Nolan Guthrie out there finding the answer for us? Nolan Guthrie is. Nolan is got a couple guests he's trying to lock down because he wants to get back to broadcasting in the worst way. Yeah, I know Garth. No, actually, Garth. Funny thing is, Santa Claus is real. I saw him once. He looked like my dad, but it was coincidence. Do I think Cassian is still happening? Good question, Cody. We haven't heard much about it. There was a little rumor mill that there were some problems in the production, but I still have a lot of faith and don't believe those rumors until they're true. Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for it. I think it's happening. Kirby Enthusiasm. I can't talk. I need to take another swig then. Kirby Enthusiasm is back tonight. I am excited because I love that show. Kirby, one of my all-time favorites. But man, that last season I didn't like. So I'm excited. Hopefully it can capture the magic back. We'll see. TCM, Alicia Malone doing good. I have not talked to Alicia Malone in over 1 calendar year. It's been a while. Early 2019, talked to Alicia. She was good then. That PGA Pittsburgh one hasn't been announced. They're running around that idea on SEN Live. Okay. Have I been to Liverpool to see the Cavern Club, says Leo Wilson. If I ever come, I'll buy a beer. I have not. I've not been to London. I've been to UK. To be honest, I don't have my passport. I was working on it. I got the documents printed out right over there. I got held up on some stuff. But I want to. Barbecue Network was on Curb in 2004. Oh, that's awesome. What episode? I'd love to see. A lot of people I know were on Curb. I'm not on Curb. Jerry, am I more fan of Curb or Seinfeld? Curb, but Seinfeld was a show I did not miss. Did not miss Curb at all. Excuse me, did not miss Seinfeld every Thursday. It was certainly must-see TV, as the advertisements say. Oops. I'm trying to get back to something. Mark Ellis is texting me, and I can't get back to it. Hello. Oh, God. There we go. See what happened is Mark texted me, and then the text came across my screen just as I was checking my YouTube channel and coming back to StreamYard, and then the text wouldn't go away, and I thought I'd lose y'all. I'm gonna take a drink. I'll be all right. Jake Yakoveta's here. I'd be perfect for Curb. Yeah, I am, if I do say so myself, a really good improv actor. And I long story short, one of my old jobs, Jeff Garland was there all the time and had an office there. And he was friends with my girlfriend at the time because he would always get coffee from her mom's shop. And I actually walked Jeff Garland up to his office the very first time and gave him the keys and helped him get in the office the very first day that he was there. So we would chat. And I just had that fantasy of like, maybe one day I'll let him know I'm an improv actor and he'd cast me in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Spoiler, it didn't happen, and Hollywood doesn't work that way. So that's that. Mark in Vegas. Ken on Curb, Mark in Vegas. Mark is in Las Vegas. Mark Ellis will be performing comedy in Las Vegas, and I'll be there. Rick saying, you and Josh for a tag team exhibition against Amanda and Mr. Makuga? So you want me and Makuga against Amanda and his dad? That'd be the best. Sign me up. Rick, go into that Super Chat show and that guy's garage and let him know we want that match. Let him know we want that match. Let him know. I'm going to switch back to YouTube real quick. Okay. Where is Mark doing the show? That I can't announce because that's not my show to announce yet. I think some things are being put into place. Jeremy Miller, Rick says, I'm on my way. Tell Christian I say hello. Jeremy Miller says, do I have a favorite place that I've ever done stand-up? I've had some great nights at the Hollywood Improv, but the Ice House in Pasadena, hard to have a bad set there. It's just Pasadena. It's just far enough outside of LA that the audience is like actually there for comedy. They're not jaded or bitter. And I've had some great nights. It's been a long time since I performed at the Ice House. I got to get back up on the horse. I have been back up on the stand-up horse, as you all know, but I got to get my ass in gear and get some spots booked. But no one. I posted on my Facebook page to my friends, my comedy friends. Hey, I'm back. Anyone want to book me in a show? Give me 5 minutes or give me a tip on who's booking shows because I've been out of the scene for like 6-7 years. No one responded. Malcolm's Middle Earth Media. We need a series on FCN similar to Curb Your Enthusiasm. I mean, I would do it. I wouldn't do it there, but I would gladly. I'd love to do that. Let's do it. Let's figure that out. Garth Murray says, I love the old ISL Chronicles podcast with Brian Regan, Joe Rogan. Yeah. Oh, that stuff's good. Yeah, a lot of stories there. A lot of stories because, Ice House, historic. Steve Martin performed there musically. I mean, I think a lot of bands. It was more music than comedy back in the day. A lot of history there. Is Makuga on TV? Not right now. Eric Monroe, favorite Curb episode? Oh, God. I need to refresh my Curbness because it's just moments. Anything with Leon, JB Smoove, is just amazing to me. I love him. The one where Larry David gets a prostitute and goes to Dodger Stadium, one of my favorites. Going to episode 2, the one where he goes to Bob Odenkirk's house for the party and doesn't take his shoes off. It's an early one, and it's almost a different style of show at the time, but I love that one. I love a lot. I need to do a big Curb rewatch. Season 3 and 4, kind of around that era, my favorite. Graham Bell's here. Have I ever seen Blackadder? No, I've not. I'm I know what it is, a BBC show. I have not seen it, though. Graham, would I like it? Lords and Hammer says, big ups, Lord Napzok. Well, no, you're the Lord. You're the Lord. I'm also noticing, okay. So, again, for those just joining, a couple people popping in here. I am testing some technology, testing some stuff here. So we're just swinging around, hanging in there. So that's why I'm clicking back and forth to see how different things are working. And you guys are helping me. Been doing this on my Patreon page, kind of working on some stuff. So I appreciate you helping me. And we're drinking a hard cider for those joining. Don't forget to punch that button, as the kids say, something like that. Yeah, something. What was the last thing Frankie Kazarian said to me in conversation? I'll find that out here. Who's asking? Nico? Okay, hold on. I can get this up. We said we were talking about Metallica. We were talking about Metallica. Oh, that's right. We are comparing Metallica to Star Wars. And the last thing I said to him was, same with wrestling, just same. And he said, yeah, man, exactly. Such a strange phenomenon with fans. And that's all I'll say. But yeah, it was right after Rise of Skywalker. Neil was brutally assaulted 2 days ago and almost died. How do you move on from that? Seek professional help, because me on YouTube is not that answer. Sir Skip, I just want to join. You got me. I got you into the Schmodown. Can't thank you enough. Great. I love that people love the Schmodown, and it's a lot of fun. Mr. Hockey says, hey again. Cody Moran says, when did I become a fan of Lord of the Rings? Two Towers. I did not see Fellowship of the Ring in the movie theater. Because what was that? 2000 range, right? 99, 2000, 2001 range? Yeah, 2001. Fellowship of the Rings. I didn't see it in the theater. Was busy, didn't go out by myself a lot. I was very shy boy in my early 20s in Los Angeles. So I didn't see it by myself. But Two Towers, I saw it with all friends from my groundlings class, my advanced class that just had ended. And so we all went and saw it. And I was like, oh, how did I miss this? And I went back and I saw Fellowship of the Ring. I haven't read the books. Never read the books. At this point, I don't know if I will, because I love the movie so much, and I know there's some difference. Flyboy Dameron, hello from the UK. Am I still doing ForceCenter? Yes, ForceCenter. OG far away. Yeah, ForceCenter goes on, guys. Follow me on Twitter. Get all the links and tweets. ForceCenter's about 2-3 shows a week, and still going strong. Mostly audio only. It's kind of how we like it. I know a lot of people love YouTube stuff. I don't get that, but hey, we're there. We're still going strong. So Flyboy, check it out. I'm planning to do a follow-up Star Wars book. We talked about this a little bit earlier, Malcolm. It's up to Mango Publishing. They published the book. It was not self-published, so I don't have that. Say, but I'd like to. We'll do that. So, am I from Ventura? No. How was it like recording the audio for my book? It was great. I had to audition for it. Took me, they didn't immediately give it to me. I had to audition for it and my publisher convinced them it was the right call. I did it. It took me about 5 days, about 8 to 10 hour days. A lot of fun. Lost my voice at the end of each day. But it was great. It was a lot of fun. Will the Dodgers choke again? Yes. Nico Suave for falling for 30 minutes straight, like Loki didn't throw Ragnarok. What would I be thinking as I fall? I definitely would not be thinking about Loki in Thor Ragnarok. Definitely wouldn't be doing that. I would hope that Terminal Velocity would take me at that point. If the YouTube thing works well, would I add YouTube features to Patreon? Maybe yes and no. Yeah, we're doing some stuff with the TNF Boardroom broadcast. Gonna have a private YouTube broadcast. It doesn't necessarily integrate too well So Vimeo is kind of what they want Patreon to be integrated in, but I'm not going to pay for the Vimeo membership that gets me higher. So we're doing some stuff here through StreamYard, and then going to see what we do from there. I definitely am not a YouTuber. Don't necessarily want to be a YouTuber. So we'll see. We'll see. Scrolling up to see if I missed any. What is that poster in the back? That is a New Hope poster signed by Alan Ladd Jr., who, of course, is the guy that made it possible. Tony Bell. I'll send my screenplays to Tony Bell. And Venice. Ooh, I don't go to Venice much. That's been weird. An audition to read your audio for a book. It was weird, but it was weird, but it's not uncalled for. Most authors of my stature, which is no stature, you're not going to get a chance to do your own audiobook. Alicia Malone, they did not give her a chance. 2 books did not give her a chance. Jason Inman did not get a chance to do his book. They gave me the chance. I just had, like I said, a little bit of background that they knew about because it wasn't my book publisher that does it. It's another company called Tantor Media. And they were like, all right, we hear you're a broadcaster. We'll give you a shot. And I had to record a sample, send it in. And even then they were like, and then when I got there, the audio engineer was like, all right, let me give you a crash course on how to do this. And I was like, great, please teach me. And about halfway through, he comes in and he goes, oh, you know how to do this. So it was good. Does Grace ever ask me for advice about her acting? Oh, God, no. Grace is a professional actor. Has worked for years, and I am a very bad sketch comedy actor. So no. She got this. Thanks, channel. StreamYard is great. Oh, yeah, I heard there's some StreamYard is used. JT is the one who told me this. Cody Mariano, I like that attitude. I do have a golden voice. I didn't know. When I was in radio, I was 20. I was like 19, 20, 21. So my voice was a little higher. I did not have a little bit of a deeper voice now. New Magnificent. They don't have an option to private release an audio version on their own contract stuff. Yeah, there was definitely. I mean, it was weird. The book publisher just they basically give it like the book came out in German and I didn't know, and they just sold the foreign rights to it, and I got a little extra in a check. I mean, we're talking a little bit extra in a check, and they were like, "Hey, congratulations, you have a German version of your book now." So yeah, there's definitely some interesting things there. Ripple's Palpatine's presence in the TV shows. Moff getting work for the Emperor? Nah, we won't. I think it's pretty self-contained, even though it will factor into the story at large. I don't think you'll see it there. Do I, besides Sam and Rachel, whom I'm most looking forward to working with as part of the Usual Suspects? I don't know who's in the Usual Suspects, so I'm looking forward to all of them. How different does doing radio compared to podcasting? It's completely different and completely the same, and that's kind of a weird answer, but you still have to use the same. I'm a better broadcaster now than I was then. I used to think podcasting was beneath radio, and it's not. It's just different. But I'll say most podcasters, even some of the bigger ones, I don't think could do radio. But most radio people, actually, a lot of radio people couldn't do podcasting. To be fair, like I said, it's just different enough, and at times really different. Radio is radio man is like, especially if you're doing like talk sets on a music station, you got to hit the post. You got 10 seconds to it. You got to read a liner. You got this. You got that. You got a big wall of things you got to do. You got a program list, and it's all going on. And that's back in the old days. Now it's a little different with computers and everything. I think a lot of podcasters couldn't do that. Where the flip side is, a lot of radio people I think would be lost without that structure. So we'll see. Good luck to Grace with pilot season. Thank you, Rick. You're the one that told JT about it. Well, then, thank you, because I'm having fun doing this. Yeah, go watch the Wanger stuff. It drives me crazy that more people don't support the Wangers. Drives me crazy. The more people aren't supporting the Wangers, going to their Patreon page, watching their videos, sharing their videos, drives me crazy. Geek with a Side of Nerd is here. Good evening, Ken. Good evening to you, Jeremy. Good to have you here. I'll be with you guys for about, 20 more minutes. We're having fun. We're having fun. Scrolling down here. See, I go to YouTube just to make sure everything's going good, and it's a little it's a little behind. It's great. All right, we're figuring this out. That's what we're doing. I know there's a little bit of lag on the camera. I don't care. Danny Ridley, please talk about why I love the Beatles. Why do I love the Beatles? They got into my heart early. Simple songs, 3 chords and the truth, 3 chords and songs about love. They are the quintessential rock band in terms of how to be a band in pop culture, change the culture. I was obsessed with their clothes, their looks, their eras. I have books that cover every professional day of the Beatles, and I used to study it. They're funny. They got the funny movies. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, you're not, and that's fine. But I was definitely in. Definitely in. What happened to Sarah Stratton? She's around. She's more behind the scenes, producing all those kind of stuff. Saw her in the fall at I think Roxy Streyer's birthday. Ran into Sarah Stratton. She's doing great. What was the last movie I saw in the theaters that wasn't Star Wars? Knives Out. Definitely Knives Out. Just saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood here at the house, and that was great. I actually really loved it. How many planes has Robert Meyer Burnett caused to land from his loudness? I think the answer is 0, but it should be like 15. But Rob's great. How many planes? Hey, I ordered. Hey, we got EXDXGXE for life. Hey, order your book. I won't ever read it, but I want to support it. Hey, you don't have to read it. Channel says the audio seems synced well for you. Good to know. Good to know. That's part of what I'm testing. I recorded a video yesterday and I had a sync issue. And I probably will. I don't really care. I'm just shooting on my MacBook. I have a Sony XA10 over there. Got to hook that up, but it doesn't work with my MacBook, so I got to fire up the old gaming laptop. So we'll see. The short film's on fire. Am I doing more projects with the Wangers? Hopefully. My pals with Robert Meyer Burnett. When I see him, I say hi. Apart from what's listening to the audiobook, what's the best way to listen to me discuss Star Wars? Definitely ForceCenter. ForceCenter has been going since 2015, going strong. So I am definitely liking that. Favorite new music discovery of 2019? New, old, wow, I like that. That's a great question that I don't have an answer for. Because, yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I have to go back and look. It's so personal to me. I'll tell you what I've been grooving on a lot lately is the Echo in the Canyon soundtrack. Jacob Dylan put together that doc, and I really love it. And there's he and Jade Castrinos do a cover of "Go Where You Want to Go" by the Mamas and the Papas, and I've been listening to that song on repeat for about 6 days. Just sometimes it happens. Channels, you listen to it every week? Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right. Well, that's the spot. That's the only spot I'll be talking Star Wars. Tell Scrimshaw we said join the chat. I can't. He's up in San Francisco at Sketchfest. It's my favorite schmodown scene I've ever done. I don't remember. My favorite schmodown thing I've ever done, other than the announcing, is there was one match where Dagnino and I each had bathrobes. We were managing against each other. We had like a confrontation. They cut it out of the show. We did a whole thing. There's a little bit of it is in the episode. But I like that. What's up, Haskell? Yeah, I'm just doing a stream test. Normal daily thing. No, Eddie. Everyone else can do their own streams in their Snapchats and their Super Chats and all those things. I'm just going to be checking in every now and then. So that's that. My pals with Dennis Hanger, Spencer Gilbert. I love both of them. I don't socialize with either of them, but they're good. I had a great dinner with Spencer in New York City. What is the funniest thing I've said on camera on a podcast? Oh man, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I really don't. I'm just being me. A lot of times, I've never listened to a show I've been on I've never gone back and watched any video that I've done, and that's not necessarily the best thing. It's not sometimes to my detriment because you need to find good clips and stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, some of the news stuff. There's some stuff. There was one joke I made, and I actually love Brendan Fraser. I love Brendan Fraser, but I made a joke about the new Mummy coming out, and then a joke about how Brendan Fraser thought he was up for a role in the movie, but it turns out he was just filling out a guest relations form at Universal Studios, and I couldn't even get the line out. I started laughing. I like that one, but also that's kind of why I stopped doing the news, because stuff like that's kind of mean spirited, and I didn't like that. So we'll see. My Schmodown predictions for the year. A lot of fun at live events. Mm-hmm. Hardest movie fights question to argue in the moment of recording. Generally, I'll go to speed round stuff, and your mind does blank. But I always go to example. You just have to commit. There was an episode I did. It was we pre-taped. It was me, Hector Navarro, and this other guy who was kind of a Star Wars related one. I can't forget the guy. He wasn't anyone in the business. It was a friend of Lon Harris's, and we brought him in. And it came down to me and Hector. And the final question was like, what was the best Ron Howard movie? And he answered like A Beautiful Mind or something like that. That's a Ron Howard movie, right? And I answered Splash, and I won. And the reason I won is because you just have to commit and believe and speak in the moment, and I won. So they're all hard, but so. Have I ever been to space? I don't even remember that line. So like Adam Driver not watching. Yeah, I mean, I definitely do from time to time, but like, because you have to get some real stuff going. But like, I just don't. When I was in radio too, I didn't go back and listen to stuff. I say it, I do it, and I move on. Stand-up's a little different because you have to study it. But even then, I hate watching it. I actually have video of my stuff out in DC that I just did with Ellis. I opened up for Ellis out Washington DC. Got some great tape, and I'm supposed to release bits of it. I just haven't watched it yet. Just can't do it. What is my favorite databank brawl moment? Beto and Point of Blaster. My favorite databank brawl moment is not mine. It's Mike Black doing Gus Tour's voice for the first time, and I lost it. And that's in our and that is in our animated databank brawl on the ForceCenter YouTube channel. T. Miller says, what baseball storyline is most intriguing in 2020? The Players Union is going to be a mess over this Houston fallout. Yeah, I mean, I'm 2020. I'm looking forward to all the young players stepping forward. I think there's a great amount of young players out there who are going to make their stake on the game, and pretty soon this mess is going to be forgotten. Not forgotten. Don't get me wrong. It's now a chapter in baseball. I just submitted my column for tomorrow for Flag Sports, and I talk about that. But we're going to move past it. The sport's going to move past it. The sport has always moved past things like this. So we'll see that. Players Union is going to be – see, here's the thing. This is why I'm happy with Manfred's punishment, because there's more teams and there's more players. And a lot of players, if they're smart, realize I got to make sure my team is clean or my players are clean before I attack Houston. So that's why you're not going to see the title taken away. You never will see the title taken away. Barry Bonds is still the all-time home run king, all those kind of things. You can't go back and take some of that stuff away. And a lot of it has to do with, I think, unions will get involved. Schmo is a Yiddish word, yet no Orthodox Jewish or fluent Yiddish speakers are in the Schmodown. Here's my thoughts. Well, we'll have to correct that. Luckily, I don't run the Schmodown, so some of those bigger, tougher questions are things I don't really have to work on. Sorry, some notification just came across my screen. What an interesting broadcast. Probably not going to release this on the podcast. Does Ray murder all those people in the Sith Temple? Damn straight she did. Is Raylo, do I like Raylo or think it's weird? Raylo, whether you want or not, there was a connection. There was always going to be a connection between them. And I loved it. I loved it in Last Jedi. I was never one of the let's go on a date and have a raspberry milkshake type of Raylos. But it was there whether you faced it or not. So I like what they did with it. Do I like Stratomatic baseball? I'm getting to love it. The sabermetrics and all that stuff. Mark Ellis having another comedy night at the American Comedy Club with everyone again at Comic-Con. That I don't know. Too far out, I think. Do I think baseball's too many games, or you're fine with the baseball's fan? I'm fine with 162. I'd be 154. I guess I'd be fine with, because that's an old historic number. But I'm fine with 162. I love that baseball takes as long as it does. Have I seen The Lighthouse? Says Shrimpchi. What's up, Shrimpchi? Shrimpchi. No, I've not seen The Lighthouse. Glad you're here, though. Cody Moran. Who would I start in Game 7 of the World Series? Maddox or Glavine? At their peak, Glavine. It's close. It's close. I think Glavine had a little bit more big game energy. I'll take him, but you can't go wrong. What are the Packers losing right now? I'm hoping for a Packers Chief World Series. Super Bowl, whatever, same thing. What do I think of the Oscar nominations? I don't think of the Oscar nominations at all, ever. I think the last time I paid attention to the Oscars was 1998. And when Saving Private Ryan is the movie I want to see now. Saving Private Ryan, when that lost us Shakespeare in Love, I was like, something doesn't seem right about this somehow. Oh, Stratomatic Baseball is a DICE or CPU-based simulation software. Interesting. Okay, I'll look into it. I play something called Sim Dynasty, so we'll see. Does Chewie die in a J.J. Abrams cut? We saw the J.J. Abrams cut, so no, he did not. We'll see, though. A moon falls on Chewbacca. A few more minutes left here in the stream. Thanks for everyone checking out. I didn't broadcast this, didn't announce this to the world. What brand cider am I drinking? They're not a sponsor, but it's in an orchard and it's angry. Did I watch Rocky Johnson growing up? I absolutely watched Rocky Johnson growing up. Rest in peace, Rocky Johnson. Rocky Johnson was a great wrestler, great babyface, and one of my favorites. And I actually had for a long time the 1985 WWF Topps card of Rocky Johnson giving Rowdy Piper a fish sandwich, and had little like dialogue bubbles on it, like a comic book. I loved that card. So when Rocky Maivia showed up, Dwayne Johnson, I was just like, oh, Rocky's kid. I was more focused on that, and so sad to see him go. Do I think our boy Jeter will go in the Hall of Fame unanimously? No, Eddie. I say he deserves it. He's a compiler. I get that argument, but no. Jeter's a Hall of Famer. Jeter's got great stats, but I think Jeter's more than stats. He was a presence. So. But because of that, because there is some of that thought out there, I'm going to say he's going to go like in the 95% range. Has anyone asked for my thoughts on that Waititi Star Wars film? Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I liked episode 8 of Mandalorian. Thought it was good. I like Taika Waititi's style and other things. I'm still a little dubious about it being in Star Wars, but it works generally. So I'm on board if it happens. And I think he brought a lot of emotion to that final episode beyond what I saw on the screen. This is what I felt. So I'll go. I'll go with that. We're at a wrestling movie. Oh, based around Junkyard Dog. I can do that. Yeah, Will, I agree with you. Someone will vote no to be different. Favorite looking wrestling champ? Nico, that's a great question. My favorite looking wrestling championship is the classic WWF tag team belts, the one that Demolition had. So, yeah, I think so. I think it'll be it. Jeter fired Conine and Dawson. McKeon gives a mad the Marlins beat the Yankees in 03. Hey, absolutely. Go deep. Do I like Fighting with My Family? I didn't see Fighting with My Family. I do want to watch it. Maybe we'll watch it tonight. I think Grace would like it. And it's Lena Headey in it, Stephen Merchant. I love Paige. Big fan of Paige when she was working. Tragic that she had to cut her career short. So, yeah, I'll give it a shot. But again, I always feel bad. I just don't watch movies, people. I just don't watch movies. I see them eventually. Haskell, Eddie says, I remember seeing Rocky and Tony Atlas winning the tag titles off the Samoans. Oh, yeah. You were there. They were the first African-American world tag team champions. Trailblazers, indeed. Tony Atlas. Love Tony Atlas. Still going strong. He still could beat a lot of people, man. Yeah. Stats. Baseball, we love our stats. We love our stats. Now we got a bunch of new age stats, which I'm learning to love and understand. and I don't want to be one of those old timers that shuts himself off from something new. And yeah, that was, it's been an adjustment for me. But I think Jeter is just a presence. He's just got that Hall of Fame presence. And he's a winner. Derek Jeter's a winner. That's what I'll take. That's what I'll take. Who's Grace? Who's Grace? Grace is my girlfriend. Grace Randolph? No. Grace is my girlfriend. Did I watch the Eddie Murphy on SNL recently? I did. I watched most of it. Eddie brought his A game. Loved the opening, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. My all-time favorite Eddie Murphy sketch might have been the video piece where he goes around dressed as a white man. I loved it. I didn't appreciate what it was and what it was saying as a kid, but I just loved it. I got the humor, I got the craziness in it, and then later on, I liked it a little more. How come Grace Randolph doesn't interview people outside of movie theaters anymore? Can I do that? No, I definitely don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to do it. I don't know why she doesn't. I've met Grace once in my life. I don't know her story. Pitch an episode of Dark Side of the Ring that has been announced yet. What is Dark Side of the Ring? Is that? Oh, I didn't watch that show, Nico. I know what you're talking about, right? It was like that HBO or Showtime or something like that, or Vice, right? Oh, it's Vice, right? I didn't watch any of that. I heard a lot about it though. I heard it was good. So I don't know which ones they did announce. Maybe something on the Ultimate Warrior. Did they do the Ultimate Warrior? I don't know. Viceland. Okay, I'll check it out. What movie doesn't get enough credit? Dream Team. Michael Keaton, Christopher Lloyd, Peter Boyle, not Stephen Root, Stephen First. Love Dream Team. Dream Team, 1989. Good comedy. Michael Keaton. Touching. Pulls on your heartstrings. And funny. Funny. Not, it's of its time at times, but it's good. John Mariano's here. Grant Butler's here. Is Grace in the Schmodown? My girlfriend Grace? Yeah, she's co-managing with Kate. Bad Boys 2, Will McLean says. John Mariano says, I'm heading to LA in March. What should I order when I go to Wood Ranch? Also, is it kid-friendly? Oh, yeah, Wood Ranch. It's family-friendly, John. It's Ellis and Ken and Macuga approved. And when you get there, I recommend barbecue chicken breast with the mashed potatoes and the skillet ranch beans. John, you'll do yourself well. Yeah, check out Dream Team, man. I don't know where you can find it. Maybe on Amazon Prime. Check it out. If not, I can loan you my VHS copy. I can't loan it to you because I'm not going to give it up. Newest video game fascination that got my attention. MLB The Show 2020. I don't know. Yeah, 80s Keaton. So it's really good 80s Keaton. I plan to do more streams. Rick. Even though you're a Phillies fan, Rick, and you're used to disappointment, I will do more of these streams. I just, I could take super chats. I could do all that kind of stuff, and I definitely would appreciate that kind of stuff. But I'm not here for that. I like doing shows. I like broadcasting. So we are going to be doing those kind of things. So look for that. If you want to support me, Patreon's probably the best way. Or you can support my shows directly on Anchor, all that kind of stuff. But when I open up the camera and the mic, this hang is fun. We'll probably do this again, but I like to be able to present a show to everybody and not just hang and chat and everything. But I like that. I just like it to be a little more controlled. So I watching a UFC. I don't anymore. I was into. I definitely appreciate MMA. And the hype and the fun surrounding UFC, I was all in it. And when Brock Lesnar was there, I was supportive of any wrestler doing that. But I don't watch it now. What was the thing about Daisy Ridley? I don't think she'll play Rey again. I don't. Do I like old Edwards Theaters logos? I've never really been to an Edwards Cinemas. In my hometown, it was Festival Cinemas. I actually worked at that for a while. Rob, well, me and Tommy doing a prediction episode before the MLB season starts. You damn well better believe we are, Rob. Behind the Bag, the podcast feed will launch sometime in March, and we're going to get it going. Just trying to figure out the best way to do it. And man, I gotta tell you, the year's already moving by fast. I already have almost every weekend booked until July, actually through most of July. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing. But wow. Anchor's pretty legit. Anchor's pretty legit. Do I play any of the Lego Star Wars games? I do. I love the original ones. Love the first Indiana Jones one. I do like it. Cody says, this is a show and you're hanging with us. Yeah, no, I love hanging with you guys. I like broadcasting. I like having a show. I like having intro music and hanging out and talking about things. I think I do broadcasting really well, one-on-one to just the camera, better than other people around my space. And that's the kind of stuff I like doing. But these are fun. Talking with y'all is fun. I got no problem with that. We'll do some of that. Hit boss. What's a boss and overdue? If a match can be captured on TikTok, it's not worth the cost of the pay-per-view. I think you're right. It happens. Do I like the movie? Definitely, maybe. I do, Barbecue Network. I do. Good call. Good underrated movie. Got brought to you by the guys who made About a Boy. And I love About a Boy. I love Nick Hornby's stories. So that's good. The Montreal Screwjob, death matches. Von Erich Cruz, Dino Bravo's death, Brody's death. Really good deep dives. Yeah, Ultimate Warrior, stuff like that. There's a lot of stories that we've seen out there already. WCW versus WWF, the Montreal Screwjob we've seen a lot about that kind of stuff. Bruiser Brody's death, that's interesting, but I'll probably seek these out. I'll think about that. But I want something different, you know? Jeremy, thanks for the kind words on the KZOC radio playlist. I'll check out that WrestleLamia channel. Are you going to play the Star Wars game coming this fall about the Skywalker saga? Is there one? I'll definitely check it out. If it is, I can't remember. You tell me. I've got to admit, I'm a little out of Star Wars news. I've muted every word on social media that's related to Star Wars. Just kind of going back and enjoying things as a fan. So I'm actually missing some. I missed the whole Boyega thing, fighting with Raylos and everything. I missed that. Which is awesome. I'm glad I missed it because I don't care. While you're sleeping, Sandra Bullock, can you write that as a thriller? I don't know if I have the skills to do that, but I think someone should. That'd be great. GGB, do I accept super chats? I mean, I definitely accept. It's on. Stuff is on. I don't pay attention to that much, but it's definitely on. I'm a monetized channel. I just never received 1 cent. I think you have to get $100 before they pay you out, and I'm a long ways off from that. Same with ForceCenter. ICW over there has got some interesting storylines and faces heels and going. The UK wrestling's great. I love the history of UK wrestling. It's cool stuff. So definitely on board with that. I like that stuff. YouTube takes a lot of super chat. Yeah, and I know everyone's going to Streamlabs and all stuff. I don't have the patience for that. I don't want to be on 2 things. I'm already on 2 things right now, StreamYard and YouTube. It's enough for me. Not for me. Again, if it was my bread and butter, I'd totally understand. And that's the way life goes. You like my beanie? My dream of becoming the Edge from the Numb video? I feel numb. I hope you all listening to the afternoons of Josh and Ken and Amanda. It's been fun. Josh is out and about. Makuga doing his secret project, selling vacuum cleaners is what we keep saying it. I think a couple more months, and then Josh will be back on the afternoons regularly. And then we got to decide. We got a big question. We got to decide. Is it going to be Josh and Ken or Josh and Amanda and Ken? We'll figure it out. Underrated movie Dutch with Ed O'Neill. I'm not laughing at that choice. That's just a great pull. What do I do full time? This is what my job is. I'm a professional podcaster now, and back to writing. I'm working on a big secret cool project. I can't tell you guys yet, but it's cool. It's cool. So that's what I do. Left my day job in 2015 to be a full-time employee for Defy Media. assigned to ScreenJunkies, and then left that to go to Complex Media, assigned to Collider Video, then got laid off by Complex and not picked up by the new Collider back in the day. So over the course of I scraped and lived off credit cards in most of 2018, but now I'm doing all right professionally, podcasting and writing. What's up, T? Trying to picture you me in non-black clothing and my brain can't comprehend it. T, you and I are gonna be friends. Josh would sell so many vacuums if you're alive in the 50s. He would. He would. If Josh can hijack the podcast after going crazy for Bad Boys 3, he'll probably have to call in. Grant Butler, 100 to 200 things we love about Star Wars. I have enough energy right now, Graham, for about 20 more. Lauren Romo is here. Lauren's here from the Galactic Podcast, a great Star Wars podcast. Y'all can check it out. Does Josh sell Hoover or Electrolux? You know what? He's doing the Hoovers, but he's definitely trying to get his way over to the Dysons. Miranda's here. You got it, Miranda. I'm here for you right now for a few more minutes. The SAG Awards are starting. I'm not watching them, but we're gonna have some dinner. Where did I meet Grace? I met Grace at Collider. We're working together. Workplace romances. You know how it goes. John, I can tell you're a veteran of life when you can pull Electrolux out of your back pocket. Yeah. That makes me like you even more. Cody Moran, what's my opinion? What is Qui-Gon's role in the Kenobi series? I think just an appearance, just a voice or something like that. Maybe a few times. I wouldn't mind that. Josh will be a Kirby man. Josh is just going to try to sell what he can sell. Josh is going to work hard, really hard, to sell you that vacuum. I think you guys are going to like the vacuum he is selling. I really can't wait for you guys to hear what Josh is doing. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Real proud of him. And I can't wait for you guys to hear, to hear what I'm working on myself too for this project. Justin's here. Great to see you on the FaceTube. Found you through Collider, but looking forward to your continued content post Collider. Thank you. It's all in the past now. We're only going forward. He's a Henry guy. You guys now are just tossing out all the vacuum companies, and I think that this. If this stream has brought me one thing and one thing only, it would be this. It'd be this. You know. Corvettes. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Nick is saying, you met me once at Star Wars Con, and I was the nicest guy. Oh, well, I try to be. I'm just a humble moisture farmer, just trying to make my way through the galaxy. I ain't bigger than anyone else, just because occasionally I talk on a show that people like. You know what I mean, Nick? So I meet you. I'm more happy to meet you than you are to meet me. What Star Wars character can I do the best impression of? So bad with impressions. That's a great question, Jeremy. So bad with impressions. I do like doing Lawrence Kasdan talking about Han Solo. I told George Han Solo should die. It's real bad. But if you know the interview, you know the clip. It's not that bad. Alice W's here. Alice is from the Patreon page and the Discord server. Level 2 Trading's here. Brian Dobble. Hey, can't watch, but want to say hi. Hey, you know what? That's awesome, Brian, that you take a second to say hi. I'm just hanging out. John says he saw a preview of the thing we're working on. Oh, cool. I appreciate you for listening and watching, Brian. Everyone does have a Watto. Hey, what are you, some kind of a Jedi? You're right, New Magnificent. Everyone does have a Watto. And everyone probably shouldn't have a Watto, but they do. George holding Baby Yoda was adorable. Yeah, blurry. You telling me Favreau can't take 1 second? George, don't move. I need to take this picture for Instagram. Come on. It's a great photo, though. And again, we talked about it. We talked about it on the ForceCenter one with Ace. Like, that is awesome because what it confirms that Baby Yoda hasn't grown up a lot in season 2. Like, he's not teenage Yoda. He's less cute. And I'm telling you, mark my words, it's on YouTube, so you have to believe it. I bet George is a little bit more involved in Mandalorian than people realize. And I think you're going to find out that species name, and I think that's from the mind of George. I absolutely think so. Rick saying, if I'm in the New York event for the Schmodown, would I sign my book? Well, Rick, if I was there, I would not only sign your book, your copy of Why We Love Star Wars, available on Amazon, wherever fine books are sold. Rick, I would give you a hug and a handshake. Unfortunately, not going to be there. Graham, you're right. Everyone also has a new Gunray impression, and maybe we definitely should be that. Kevin's here. Following in Jedi Council for years. Look forward to following wherever it is you continue to go in the future. What was your immediate reaction to seeing Ewoks and Rise of Skywalker? Joy. Pure joy. I wanted more. I could be honest, I was a little bummed it was just that scene. But it was great. And then to learn as the credits rolled up that was Warwick Davis and his son Harrison. Tugged on those heartstrings. Wow, level 2 trading. I bought some Tesla at $225. My country does not allow me to donate through YouTube. I'll be joining the Patreon next month. Well, first of all, congratulations on your smart investing. I do a little bit of investing. I can tell you I have not done that. Lauren Roma, we'll be doing a Clone Wars rewatch before it starts back up. I'm going to try, Lauren. There's a lot of episodes. That's a lot. We are definitely going to be doing a special ForceCenter Clone Wars show out Monday afternoons or Monday evenings. So we're going to do a little bit of previewing. It's going to be tough. Screaming, it's a trap definitely sounds like it's a good impression. That's a trap. Also, I say we fight. This is Admiratus of the Rebel Alliance. You can do all of it. Just be General Mon Calamari stuff. Oh, Eddie, I wish I was going to Smith. I do miss that food at the Smith. Thank you for what you did that night, hooking us up. I wish I was going to Shimoda, New York, but I'm not. Well, I mean, Eddie, everyone should subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't know if this is the show they should share. Afternoons Con should be a caravan. We hit all 3 cities in 3 weeks to celebrate. That's great, but I think we might be able to start out in Pittsburgh. What's the most interesting thing I got from the visual dictionary? The Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary? Definitely a lot of the stuff about Lando. Joe, thanks for your breakup tweet the other day. I got you, man. What day of the week will Clone Wars be dropping? I think it's Sunday into Monday, Will. Am I coming to Atlanta? I don't think so. Hey, guys, let me do something. I'm going to test something here. Oh, look at that. I can do that. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me test it over on YouTube for a second. That shows up over there. Great. Oh, wow. This is a nice little, I could have been doing this whole time. February 17th. Yeah. So what day is that, Lauren? What day is that? Joseph told me. I forgot. Alice is asking, am I coming to Atlanta? I don't know. I do have a family event that weekend, so if the Schmodown doesn't need me, I'll be okay with that. But if they need me, I'll go. I'll go wherever they send. There's never been a point where I've turned down a live Schmodown. If I have nothing else, going on. Last year I missed the free for all. You want to know the reason I missed the free for all? My fantasy baseball draft. Miranda says she loves my Admiratus. I love my love for Admiratus. I love Radis. Lauren says Monday. This is Rick. I'll make your night again. This is my new favorite thing. I'm just gonna do this. Eddie, look at Eddie. I love Eddie. If I go back to DC, Chicago, let me know. I'll let y'all know. Been a lot of fun. That's a great little trick. I'm having fun with that. Alice, look at this. Look at this. Woo, you're smiling. When Alice and I went to D.C., there was 2 Smiths within 5 miles of you guys. Yeah, but we had fun. We stayed at a great hotel. And we had a good time. We drank in the hotel bar. We got those 3 a.m. cheeseburgers when we had to evacuate the hotel. It was a great time. A wretched hive of scum and villainy. I love you. I love you, wretched hive. Monday in regards to Clone Wars. Thank you, Lauren. Yes, he does. Radis rules. Jeremy says, do you know that Darth Maul had 10 horns on his head before Damon answered it at a spectacular? I did. You can believe me or not, but I actually did know that he had 10 horns. I'd studied that on a previous Schmodown. Never got asked. Graham Butler. Look at Graham. Look at that head. Graham's got a beautiful head. I've met Graham in person. Next time I see him, I'm going to rub that head. Giggity. Graham Butler is planning on Anaheim, given its proximity. Yes, he's talking about Star Wars Celebration. I will be there. I don't know what capacity. But we'll be there. We're figuring that out. Shane Dunning's here. Got a baseball question. Should the Astro players be punished? No. Yes and no. Here's the thought on this, Shane, because I'm not here to defend the Astros. And I'm not here to say baseball has a storied history of cheating. We know that. But I'm just saying in that moment, there's several things going through Rob Manfred's head. One of them is he knows this is probably not the only team, and he knows the Red Sox aren't the only other team doing this, that he might have a lot of teams doing this. I really believe that in my heart. I believe you'll find out one day more teams are doing this. So he's got to find the harshest but also easiest way to discipline the Astros, because he might have to repeat the process again and again and again. So I think he fires or suspends the heads of state. He didn't tell the Astros to fire him. They do. Red Sox, before the investigation's completed, do it. The Mets take the action with Beltran. He said in 2017 he wasn't going to go after the players, and he's still holding to that now. Could things change if the wire thing were true? I definitely could see that, but it's just tough. And I also go this way, Shane, because it's a great question. It's a great question. Even if you show me a video of Evan Gattis at the plate and there's trash cans banging, and you say, "Hey, there they are. They're eating. If they're cheating." If I'm Evan Gattis, I'm going to go, "Yeah. There was trash cans banging. I didn't listen. I didn't want a part of this, but it's in the video. I didn't listen. You hit a home run. I'm a good hitter." And you're going to play that game. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how tough it gets. And I think you just got to go. $5 million fine was the most they could get. Draft picks, it's going to affect the team. Heads of state, cut out. Astros decide to fire him. I think that's what they're going to do. Let me catch up some of the questions. Oh, we got a super chat. Where did that super chat go? Look at that. All right. GGB, big fan of yours since Force Awakens. Here's my question. Do you think Indy 5 will ever happen? If yes, do you think it should be with Harrison or someone new? I think Indy 5 will happen. I think it should be with Harrison. I don't know if you do a flashback as well. I don't know. I do want Indy 5. Indy 4, I get it. I get why people didn't like it. I liked it a little bit more than that. I'm not a huge Temple of Doom fan. Indiana Jones is my favorite character. I almost said Star Wars character. Indiana Jones is my favorite cinematic character. So I'm all about Raiders of the Last Crusade. And the fourth one, I didn't have as big of a problem, but I got it. I got why people didn't like it. But so I'm ready for 5, ready for Harrison. I have one more thing. He could still go. Maybe do a flashback. I don't know. I don't necessarily need anyone else in. Let's catch up with some stuff here. I know. How about that? Eddie, you ain't wrong about those cheeseburgers. Level 2 trading. Sorry, my studying for eventually taking on Alex Damon and Schmodown. Your team has a lot of experience with Rachel's consultant. Is that a bit unfair? I said this earlier, so I'm going to answer now. This probably disappoints people. I'm not studying for the Schmodown at all. I was told that I'd be playing again. I was surprised, quite frankly, surprised I was drafted. Literally had been down the street drinking and eating a nice dinner, and came back to literally hear, as I walked in, I heard Sam drafting me, and I was surprised. So I'll give it my all. I will do what is asked. I've told Christian Harloff this every time we've talked about it. I will do whatever he needs me to do for the Schmodown, but I'm not going to go crazy studying. I also just don't think I could beat Alex, and Alex knows that. Alex knows that. All right, let me catch up with some of these questions. Who is easier to find, the bench coach or the players? I think bench coach. Yeah, exactly. Will, you know, again, you can show me video all day of trash cans being banged. Again, it obviously helped. Altuve's road splits, home and road splits. It's you could see it helped. I'm just saying, you sit me down in front of a judge or a lawyer or a commissioner and say, and I'll go, oh no, I didn't hear that. I didn't what, trash cans. It's in the video. I know. I didn't hear it. Have I looked into Australian sports much? I haven't, but I will now, Justin, just for you. Graham says, never got a focus issue with aliens with magic chess, goblins, and stones. But that's the thing. To me, Indiana Jones in the 50s dealing with aliens, I'm there for that. Or super dimensional beings or whatever they were. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that. New Magnificent says, I think 84 was hated and released for reasons due to the weight. Now, a decade later, more than anything, I just like overall look of the movie. New Magnificent, you're right about some of that. So it was some of the effects and some of that stuff, like the ants and all that kind of stuff. That got me. But the story, I was okay with. Graham Bell says, hey, outside of Star Wars, do you have a favorite movie soundtrack album? Blast of the Mohicans, Glory, Blink, Madeline Stowe, and Titanic. I actually like the Titanic score. How does this compare to the steroid era in terms of Hall of Fame and record books? We'll find out pretty soon. There's a chance Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens get inducted in the Hall of Fame this year. They might get voted in Tuesday. We're going to find out. Their voting percentage has gone up, and this is probably the best chance they have. If that's the case, it tells me that baseball and baseball writers are ready to move past the steroid era and look past some of those sins. I don't think McGuire or Sosa will ever get in, but we'll see. This could potentially be the thing. Is this is not new. This is not new. The 51 Giants did this for half a season, and it's one of the most celebrated things. Now we're hearing the 80 White Sox did it, and that's not all. You know what I mean? And there's more teams now, so it could be bad. This is bad. I'm not enjoying this, but I don't know. We'll see. It's tough. Good question, though, the Prince. That wasn't promised. I watched Rogue One again the other day and still love it, but CJ Tarkin bothered me more than ever before. How do you feel about that now? I love the Tarkin thing. I loved it in the theater. The Leia one at the end, it doesn't work as well for me. I like that Leia, the character, is there, but Tarkin, I've never had a problem with Tarkin. Actually, now more than ever, it's almost like it doesn't bother me. Jeremy, do I watch any Japanese baseball? I definitely keep up on some of the players when they come over, but I don't watch it. Mateus is here. Mateus, the beanie actually looks good. The Edge. Mateus puts together a great afternoons podcast music playlist. You check it out on Spotify. John Mariano, Wally Joyner or Danny Tartable. Wally Joyner all the way. Tartable, good player. Liked him when he was with the Royals. Loved him. Wanted to love him when he was with the Yankees. Tartable's also got a bit of a reputation outside of baseball and not what I would describe as one of the nicest guys. Joyner, though, definitely good Mormon guy. I'll take Wally. Wally World. Graham, I saw the last Mohicans at Glastonbury tripping my tits off. The final chase fight team score blew my mind. I don't do drugs unless you count angry apple cider. But that sounds fun. I need to watch The Last Mohicans again. Like, it's a top 10 favorite movie of mine. I haven't seen it in a while. Lauren Roma says, just hope Detroit Tigers will come back to baseball relevancy. They will, eventually. Every team does. Glory, the soundtrack for the Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman movie. Yes, and Andre Braugher, amazing and brilliant film. Carrie Elwes in it as well. James Horner did the soundtrack. Love it. Am I planning on being any of Riley's shows in the future? Yeah. We'll probably pop over. I'll do some there because he's going to be doing one of my shows soon, not on YouTube, though, podcast show about Young Guns. So we're always working together. I love Riley. Caleb's here. Hey, Caleb, I never understood the hate for Indy 4. It's more campy than the originals, but what did people expect? The aughts were campy time. I like that perspective. In honor of Makuga, who's my favorite Pittsburgh Steeler player of all time, Bubby Brister, Joe. Bubby Brister. Live update. Packers getting crushed. Do you still believe Young Guns 2 is the best Western? And LOL. Yes, I actually think it's a great film. Tombstone. I understand that some snooty cowboy wearing elites might not think these are Westerns. A pox on them, I say. A pox on them. The playlist is fire, says Rick. Mateus, you got a fan of your playlist right here in chat. Sure, Graham. I believe that was the only time. Have I seen movie details skipper in The Last Jedi? Kylo's fight against Luke mirrors Luke's training on Ryan October. Yeah, I did see that. When did I see it? It popped up before. I definitely saw it. It's cool. What's the second choice of music you had for the Schmoes News? Great question, Jeremy. I don't remember. It was always that. It was always that. Sorry, I didn't bring Jeremy's question up. Graham, you should feel attacked. Yeah, I think it was always the Bret Hart because that's what I used in radio. When I did the movie news, on sports and music news in my radio station, I used the Bret Hart music and Diesel's music, which was a little slower paced. It sounded like the opening to Roseanne. It was like boom, 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 boom. Bum, 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 bum. This is Ken Napzok, your K-Bear 95 rock and roll news. And bum, bum. But so by the time I got to Schmoes and started to bring it back, I was like, let's keep it the Bret Hart thing. Shane sitting in my Montana cabin, a bit cold, but I love the fireplace. Shane, hope you're not lying about being in a Montana cabin because me and Mark Riley we used to joke about leaving the industry and going to move to Montana. Now it's less of a joke, so maybe we'll meet you up there soon. Heath is here. What's the biggest factor between ForceCenter and some YouTube versions? Is it somebody general fatigue of the state YouTube or something else? Heath, that's a great question. We definitely appreciate, I'll say this, Joseph and I and Jennifer, we definitely appreciate the desire to see ForceCenter on YouTube, but we don't look at this. This is the space I'm in. I'm using my MacBook. This is my curtain. I actually have an afternoons banner I'm going to hang there eventually. I could get a ForceCenter one. We could do it. But I don't have the space right now. I moved in my old apartment, maybe a little bit more space to do things. I'm in a kind of more cramped space. And it's a workflow thing. Joseph's busy. He's working on shows. He's close to maybe selling something. He's got things. He's doing stand-up, traveling a lot. He's gone this weekend. I'm working on this big project behind the scenes that I can't announce yet. I'm excited to share it. So ForceCenter is something we do every Monday. We do an audio version, and that's just the path of least resistance. But we understand, especially now that Jedi Council is gone, that there might be a need for it and a want for it, and we appreciate it, Heath. We're going to get there eventually. Maybe. Yeah, I love Johnny Roca. His hate for Tombstone is unwarranted. Rick says, Amanda's been kicking ass in the afternoons. Magoo comes back as their talks for staying on. There is talks. That's all I can say right now, Rick. Prince that wasn't promised will be on SCN at any point in the near future. I'll answer it so people can stop worrying about it. Not worrying about it like a negative thing. I love to be wanted. I love to be wanted on shows. I won't be on the SCN network. I guess that's like PIN number. The SCN at any point in the near future, unless you count Schmodown. Happily be on Schmodown. SCN. God bless them all. They're all doing great. They don't need me, so I'll be over here doing my thing. Rick, Amanda has been kicking ass. She has been. I would have liked to have seen Montana. Lauren Ramos says, fun fact, Diesel from the Detroit Arrow. Kevin Nash. Absolutely. What is the film? You tell me, Graham. I know that is, quote, it's Return of the King when Frodo goes to the Grey Havens, right? Okay. Is Grace's dog pretty nice to you? Well, she has two dogs. Ratsy, who loves me dearly, and Baxter, who does love me. He's a little suspicious of me at times, so he has caused some problems for me. Shane says, not a joke. It's a dude ranch cabin in the 30s. Wow, Shane, you're living the life Mark Riley and I want. Just remember that. Alice would like to join us, considering Montana. That's right. Kevin Nash was in the first John Wick. Great little moment. Also in Magic Mike. Caleb says, what is the most controversial film opinion? Mine is that I hate Elf. I never understood. I don't like, actually, to be honest, Caleb, I don't like Elf either. I don't think it's controversial too much for me, but Spice World's a great movie. One for Red October. Punisher and Grandma Boys. That's right. He was in those too. Resistance Po Boy is here. Welcome. You're always over there on Twitch, right? So it's good to see you here. Hey, Pisha. Great to see you again, Matt. Looking forward to seeing content. I wish me, Christian, Roca, Ellis, and Mark could do a good show going together. Times move on. So looking forward to doing some other things. Should there be a Young Guns remake? See, Mateus, this is a great question in the fact that it's painful to me. It's painful to me because I could see this happening. I could see this happening. I don't want it to happen because Young Guns and Young Guns 2 are perfect. But if it happens again, I'm not sure who the actors are. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. But I unfortunately could see this happening. Big sexy, Big Daddy cool, but you're right, out of context. But I don't know, best gimmick? Ooh, best gimmick of all time. Oops, sorry, hit that. If you count Roddy Piper as a gimmick, just who he was, I'll go with that. Favorite Oscar Isaac role that is in Star Wars? Ex Machina. I love him a lot in that. Magnificent 7 remake is enough an answer. Yeah, you know what, Graham? I was worried that if that succeeded, we'd see the Young Guns movies remade, but it didn't really necessarily do that. Graham Bell. We got Graham Butler and Graham Bell. Most anticipated movie of the year is Dune, and he stands out for me. No, I really feel bad, like I disappoint everyone. I just don't watch movies, so no, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking forward to. John Mariano used to love watching Body Slam growing up. Any movie that features Captain Lobeno should be more highly touted. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. Including wasn't he on the TV version of Mario Brothers? We've got Welsh Azora High. Do I foresee anything filling the hole left behind by Game of Thrones? And it shows the development will come close. House of the Dragon, we hope. I don't think anything will fill the hole left behind by Game of Thrones. As I've said before in other places, I'm a Game of Thrones fan, so I'm not watching The Witcher. I'm not watching other shows like that. I didn't watch Viking. I didn't watch Last Kingdom, all that kind of stuff. I'm a Game of Thrones fan, so yeah, let's keep it at that. Prince, it wasn't promised. Big fan of the Stone Cold gimmick, as am I. Wink, wink. And that might be a great answer too. Stone Cold, perhaps the most. Not just like Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, but I think that gimmick and that gimmick changed perhaps one of the top 5 most important things in the history of professional wrestling. Lauren says too many remakes of classics. I would agree with that. New Magnificent says, by the way, I love that screenshot there, that profile pic. I've kind of stopped paying attention to movies now that it's all just a calendar packed with things I've seen from the 80s. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Film Freak is there. This is Ken, you're a cool guy. I'm Film Freak. I'm not. I'm kind of just a boring nerd, but I'm gonna take it. He says, have I seen Inside Llewellyn Davis? I have not, and I am a Coen Brothers fan. I don't know how I missed it. I'm gonna put that on my list. Have a Star Wars novel or comic that I was just to start looking into, asks Rick. Just dive in, man. They're all great. Just dive in. Some better than the others. Leave the Thrawn ones for later because those are boring. This is the biggest, most important question ever. Jeremy says, do you think George R. R. Martin will finish his book? Yes, I think he'll finish it before House of the Dragon comes out. Oh, look at this. Roxy Strier's in here. Hi, Roxy. You're the coolest, she says. Don't pretend otherwise. Nah, I'm pretty boring. It's a fact. Mike X says, no disrespect to anyone mentioned, but Undertaker has to be the greatest gimmick. Yeah, that's actually, you know what, Mike? I'm gonna back you up there and say, sorry, I got your question up. We'll get to that in a second. Undertaker is amazing because the way he changed and adapted, but kept the character through so many different eras. I love the Undertaker. Love him. He's an old school wrestler through and through. So you got no argument for me there. We got Jeremy Miller saying, hi, Roxy. Hey, Jeremy. Who else? I'm catching up with some of the questions. Sorry. I might. Hey, friend. Chug. We got a Roxy. This is. Am I reading any books currently? Says Lauren Romo. Yes, I am. I am reading. The Rock Says, written by Dwayne Johnson about his career. Reading Liz Phair's memoirs. And I've got a book, Wild and Crazy Guys, story of comedy in the 80s, with Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Steve Martin, and all those kind of things. So that's that. I'm going to catch up some. Hey, we got another super chat from Shane Dunning. Where's some initial gas money for your trip to Montana? How much is gas up there right now, Shane? I bet it's real low. I bet I could get up there and use that price to fill up a tank and keep it there. Most underrated gimmick of all time, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Yeah, I like that too. That was also the character that Vince would have used if he was wrestling in the 80s. So you're not wrong there. Magnificent says, keep making him drink. It's a Roxy Stryer raid. Yeah. I never got the raids on Twitch. My channel's been raided, and it's supposed to be a good thing on Twitch. So I'll be playing a game, my channel gets raided, and I suddenly get scared. And I want to go away. Do I think Undertaker will retire or do another WrestleMania? I would have said that he was done. I think he was supposed to be done in that match with Roman Reigns. He did everything that would indicate he's done. But the wrestling business is hard to leave. It's so hard to leave. And yeah, I think he'll do one more WrestleMania. New Magnificence, Kurt Angle, McFoley, great autobiographies. Yeah, I got to read Foley's. I've read all of Jericho's books, and they're great. So definitely got to read Foley's. It's considered kind of the best one of the guys. I was going to sign off here in a bit, but you guys are still going. Maybe about 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Maybe I could finish this hard cider. Remember, this was just going to be a test of the emergency broadcasting system, and it's gone now for almost an hour, 40 minutes. I was going to be like 15 minutes and then get out of here to make some dinner. And this beanie's starting to get kind of hot. Yeah. Rick says Super Chat's not working. I don't understand that myself. Yeah, head over to Patreon. A lot of different tiers. Find the one that best suits you and get in that Discord server. That's what really makes my Patreon page special. It's a nice community over there. Because like this jerk, Graham Butler's in my Discord over there saying, hey, Undertaker's 54. How the hell is he still doing stuff? A lot of these wrestlers found some better health later in life as they started to walk away. I'm not talking about PEDs or anything like that. I'm talking like through yoga, Diamond Dallas Page, and all that stuff. And I think a lot of these guys are in better shape than they were 10 years ago. Better like just life shape. So I think they're finding their way back because of that. Jeremy says I've been more entertaining this Packer 49er game, Ken. I'll take that. Well, thank you, thank you, Channels, for your. That's why we're doing this. Which future Star Wars book I'm looking forward to reading? The new one about Queen Amidala coming out by E.K. Johnston. Looking forward to that. Old Handsaw, who's also known as I Got a Name. How does Edge wear those things on stage? I don't know. So hot. How does Dave Evans do it? Mike Bundy says this Taker should have been done when he sat his coat and hat down. I look, I'm an old school wrestling guy, and I do agree with you, Mike. I do agree with you. But he's still going, and hey, what are you going to do? Mateus says, hey, this will never happen. They should do a special edition of the prequels. Do not change, remove, or anything from the originals. Me and Billy Patterson over on ForceCenter did do a Star Wars ranked about prequel special edition ideas. Alice supporting the Discord, saying the Discord server is awesome. She's right. Andrew Hale says, what are some of your best fart jokes, Ken? I told a nice story when I was on Collider Live the last time. I told a story of an elevator incident. I think that was, it's a story, not a joke. But Sal said, oh, is that Saul? Is that the Saul? You need a profile pic here if it is. I'm here for a few more minutes. I'm just checking some stuff out. Danny Ridley asked perhaps the most important question ever. My favorite Beatle? I'd be quite prepared for that eventuality. We turn the sound down and say rude things. George Harrison is my favorite Beatle. Have I watched the Star Wars fan film Birth of a Monster by the Rancor and Jabba's Palace? If not, I highly recommend it. It's not different than other fan films. It's a lot hard. You know what, Miranda? On your recommendation, I will. I normally don't watch fan films. Not a big fan of the idea, the concept, as a lot of you probably know. But that sounds interesting. I do like Patessa, the Rancor. Jeremy Miller says DDP was on AWE Wrestling past week. Yeah, I've met DDP. Guy's in great shape. You can just tell. And a good, happy life going on there, Graham Butler says something very important. Traveling Wilburys for the win. Absolutely. I'm going to the end of the line. We got La Rascase. I can't talk on Apple Orchard drunk. A lot of people are pointing out that the Death Star 2 couldn't be on Kif Beer because it was blown into atoms, but if you watch closely in Return of the Jedi, you see a big L-form piece about 6 miles wide falling. You know what? I hope so. I actually don't mind. I don't mind that at all. The fact there were some Death Star ruins. For people to have a problem with that is the problem with watching films these days. It's the CinemaSins approach. Ding, 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 ding. Sin, 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 sin. Knock it off. Death Star exploded. Some pieces landed on this planet, and now we got a cool movie. End of story. Right? When's pod racing coming back? Harry says, that's a great question. I want a documentary, like a ESPN 30 for 30 documentary on the Boonta Eve Classic. Caleb says, a great Star Wars fan film, Jakku First Wave. I've heard of that one. Hello Greedo told me about that one. I don't have a problem. Like I don't have a problem with fan films. I just don't personally like them. If you're going to take that time and money to do something creative, create your own thing, create a new property, create a new IP, do something else. But I do respect the people that love Star Wars enough to make stories about it. Jeremy Miller says, did it break my heart when the Wildberries were broken up by Shannon? I thought you were talking about the Traveling Wilburys broken up when, or that Del Shannon was added to the Wilburys and then he passed away before he could join. I was heartbroken about that, not heartbroken about the Wildberries. It is Saul. It is Big Saul. I finally had a chance to talk to him in person. We talked at the Schmo fan event in great beard, great dude. We had a good time. What a hero. Glad he's here. It's no coincidence though that Saul joined the chat right after Roxy appeared, right? Okay. Oh, a good reference to Ferris Bueller. Would I ever write a Star Wars based novel? Even something that's Force related like a Scoundrel story? Yes. So Rick, I would. I don't know if I have the skills yet to write a good narrative based Star Wars story, a novel, if you will. But I would like to have some fun with Star Wars history, much like George R. R. Martin's Fire and Blood, right? Kind of like a Star Wars history book, something like that. New Magnificent says, I know it's late, chat is ending soon, but I'd love to watch you do a series of videos dealing the full extended new series of comics books. Have you thought about that? No, it would all go to ForceCenter. Everything Star Wars for me now is going to go to ForceCenter. So maybe, though, New Magnificent, we'll do that over on ForceCenter. Lauren says, preach! There's a space movie. Dutch, when is Dutch Allen coming back? Soon. You say, Channels, you're not wrong. Son of a bitch. Someone get a screenshot of that. All right. Yes, Jeremy, there's a conspiracy. Jeff, definitely a conspiracy. Don't encourage, Saul says. The dog definitely took the bacon now. He said Star Wars never extended director's cuts. Is there every case where you'd be up for the release of one? Yeah, I definitely would. Heath, great question. I'm a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings extended versions. It's the only versions I watch. I love them to death. I'm there for them. I would never complain with an extended cut of Star Wars. I think deleted scenes are definitely deleted for a reason. I think every time I watch one, particularly in Star Wars, it's just like, you can see why it was cut, pacing, whatnot. And I'm not, the JJ cut, all that BS. I'm not getting involved in that. But if they were to do one, if there was one and they released it, why wouldn't I want it? Heath. So I'm there with you. Ooh, you can hear that, feel that. Hard cider getting to me, kids. We're live. Okay. Grace is wondering where I am. We're about get ready for dinner. So I got a couple of super chats, which was cool. I'm not expecting that. I'm definitely not doing that, doing this for that. Just here checking out some tech so we can start doing some shows live and also taping through StreamYard. I can easily tape some shows and release them a little bit later. Working on all the things. So I appreciate you guys. This is kind of a little test. And I appreciate you joining me and playing along and support and asking some great questions. You're all awesome people. Even Graham Butler. Speaking of is Grace's dogs taking your food? I mean, generally I give them the food, and it's probably I'm always in trouble for that. Eddie says, thank you. Mike Bundy says, thank you. We got this. We got Rick. We got Heath. We got Joe with a great question. Any new mysteries and explained coming soon? Yeah, I'm working on booking 2 guests. Nolan Guthrie definitely coming back. It's personally right now one of my favorite things to do. So doing that. Lauren, new magnificent. Roxy, if you're still out there, have fun, own it. We'll get it. You guys are all awesome and crazy in a good way. I know what that is in my ears. I can't say it when I see it out there. Isn't that weird? What a dumb American. What a dumb American. All right, everybody. That is it. We'll see you next time here on the Napzok Files live on YouTube. Figuring it out as we go. Bye.